Hello guys, and in today's video we're just going to be exploring, and I'll be telling another story because you guys like my stories. This story is going to be another high school one. I have got other. Well, man, I need to disable slash toggle chat and slash toggle def messages. Oh, god damn it. Bloody ice melted. So, this is going to be a high school story, but I do have other stories that aren't in high school. I've got a really juicy one that's, well, I wouldn't call it juicy. It's not really got a happy ending, but it's one hell of a story, and I thought you guys might like that, but I'll tell that maybe in a while, because that's a painful story, so yeah, I'll tell that one a bit later. When I'm ready. But for this story, basically what happens is in my high school we had a feminist high school teacher, and oh my god, she was an art teacher, and I loved art, but she's the sole reason I ended up hating art because I got her so much. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this story. So the way it starts off is basically in about 3rd year in high school, me and my friend get moved into this art class, and the thing is, it's me and my friend, we're both guys, obviously, and the rest of the class is all girls except for one other guy who doesn't talk to us. He hangs about with the girls. Nothing wrong with that, and he was actually quite a nice guy, but we get moved into this class, and on the first day, the teacher's like, "Oh, I don't mind you getting your phones out if you're gonna listen to music." And we were like, "Oh, nice! This teacher's kind of cool." Soon as me and my friend take our phones out, she went, "Oh no, I don't trust you two with phones. You just don't look like the two that would be trusted with it." And the thing is, I was actually I actually done my work. I didn't cause trouble with the teachers, because I didn't want to get these punishment exercise things. I didn't want to write out 200 lines of work just because I took my phone out and messed about in it. See if a teacher says I can take my phone out, I'm not gonna misbehave, because I taking my phone out in class, that's like a godsend. And obviously it was just to listen to music, but come on, who would want to mess that up? So she didn't let us take our phones out. She didn't even let the other guy in the class take the phones out, and he was a goody two shoes. So already we were a bit annoyed at this teacher, but we did keep doing our work. So we were doing our work, and there's these two girls sitting across from us, and these two girls were, let's just say, at the time, well, me and my friend thought they were pretty hot, so we talked to them quite a lot, and they were kind of assholes, but we just dealt with it, because, well, when a guy's talking to a pretty girl, they always treat them a bit nicer. Well, unless you're me, I was a bit of a dick back to them. But then we get to the first proper art project, and the teacher's like, "Alright, girls," she never addresses the boys at all in the class. She's like, "Alright, girls, make sure you don't get any paint on your shirts. Boys, do whatever you want." I was like, "What?" She just disrespected us like that. Just do whatever you want, doesn't care. And we done our... Oh, 1 minute. Why is this not working? Oh, come on. Oh, am I going to get disconnected? So, she said, "Boys, just do whatever you want." And to put things in perspective, me and my friend were actually really good at art. We actually were amazing at it. We could draw, some pretty good things. And what we were doing is we were painting, these big planes. And, everyone was doing it. Well, you had 3 options. Planes, fruit, or a building. I chose planes because it was oh, well, why wouldn't I choose a plane? That's cool as hell. Or the building. The building looked kind of cool as well. But we chose planes, and we finished earlier than everyone. And the teacher was like, "Oh no, I can't give you that. You finished too early. You rushed it." And she made us do it again. We still finished earlier than everyone, and it looked really good. And she's like, "Oh, I'll just take it, but I can't guarantee that you'll pass, because it looks a bit rushed to me." So everyone finishes their art project. It took us a few weeks, and like the girls all had finished theirs, and one of the girls who was, let's just say, a bit of a delinquent, she didn't really do any of the work, but she did do this. And let's say, like, see all the like lines and that, she'd painted outside the lines for a lot of her like stuff. She passed. Me and my friends didn't pass because the teacher said, "Oh, it's rushed." And we were like, "How is that rushed?" And we did get the head teacher involved, and even he was like, "Theirs looks better than hers." And the teacher's like, "But they rushed it." And the head teacher was like, "Nah, clearly they've done their work." Like, and we did get to pass, thankfully. But that's not where it ends. Oh, it gets worse. So, since then, the teacher was she was a bit more hostile towards us. And, oh, what is this ahead of us? Oh, it's just a desert biome. She was a bit more hostile towards us. So as the year went on, like, everyone could talk in the class. Like, the girls and all that could talk to each other. But every time me and my friend talked, we got in trouble. So, like, we would be talking, like, the girls would be talking to us, and then we'd talk back to them. The girls didn't get in trouble, and we were like, "Oh yeah," and we'd talk back to them, and she'd be like, "Kyle, stop speaking!" And my friend's name, but I'm not going to say my friend's name, because I don't want to, like, you know, say his details and that. And she'd give him into trouble. And I was like, alright, this is a bit unfair. And then the girls ahead of us kind of fell out with me because I was sick of taking their crap, because they were pretty horrible. Like, what they did is they always invited, like, my friend out, and they invited me out, but they always, like, used to, like, you know, like, say, "Oh, you're pretty ugly," and stuff like that. I wasn't even that, like, well, I can't say I wasn't that ugly, but I did actually, like, girls did like me, so it wasn't all that bad. Like, but yeah, they treated me like crap all the time, and any time, like, we joked about, I always got, like, left out, and I usually just took it. But eventually I stopped taking it, and those girls started getting, you know, a bit horrible. So what they did is they would ruin, like, sometimes paint on my art, and I would, like, "Oh, can you stop painting my art stuff, please?" And the teacher would give me into trouble for talking. Now I'd be like, "She painted my art," and the teacher went, "Oh, well, you must have annoyed her." I was like, "What?" And then she threw something at me. I threw something back at her, and I got moved, like, to the other side of the classroom, and because I threw something at a student, but she threw something at me first. I even said, "Oh, she threw something at me first," and the teacher went, "That's not my problem." I was like, "Are you serious?" I was so angry. This is even making me angry that I remember it. Oh, that's not where it ends though. And we got through the year, and parents' night had came. And I was like, "Oh, I can tell my parents the way she acts towards me." And the teacher had said, "Oh, you're failing the course." So I told my parents everything. And, like, when my parents went to the parents' night, they were ready. They asked the teacher, and the teacher was like, "Oh no, Kyle's a really good student," and gave me the best report out of everyone. And I was like, "Eh? Best report?" She said I was failing and the worst behaved person in her class, yet I get one of the best reports. Are you serious? She like, to give her credit, she's smart, because she probably knew that I was gonna say something. So yeah, she was smart. And we got this new guy that moved into our class, like, not long after. And this is when things started getting a bit better for me. But first, let's talk about the new guy. The new guy was a bit of a creepy person. Like, I was genuinely quite scared of him, because he carried a massive brick to school, and he said, "Oh, because there was apparently a man that likes kids nearby the school, so I'm carrying this big brick with me." And I was like, "Okay." And one of the first things he said to me is he would like to cut me up and eat me for no reason. So clearly he had mental problems. I didn't annoy him, because, like, that would just feel wrong. Like, he clearly had mental problems. And he was talking about how he's got this little stone in his bag, and he said if he drops it from the top of the school, it will go right through someone's head. I was like, "Mate, why are you talking like this?" And he always used to say, "Kyle, why do I get bullied?" And I was like, "Because you kind of say some pretty horrible things." I was one of the only people who was nice to him, because, like, I'm not a horrible person. And the teacher started targeting this boy instead, and I started getting away with more stuff. and this poor boy was getting targeted constantly. Like, he basically took my role and started getting in trouble. This is where like my part of the story ends, but not where I'll keep telling you about the class because there is some pretty funny things that happen in class. I won't tell you everything because I want to keep some of the stories, but there is one thing that still happened to me. We got to this, like, see, at the Christmas, it was like you got to watch your own like a zombie village, but we got to like watch movies at the end of the year because like there was no work to do, and the teacher was like, "Alright, girls, you can all watch movies, but boys, you need to catch up on some of your work," and gave us this work that we'd never seen before, and we had to do that before we could watch a movie. So what we did, we done it really quickly. We got to watch our movie, and the boy in our class, who gets targeted, and she was like, "Oh, you're too misbehaved. You can just keep doing work." And he basically had to just sit there and do work while we all got to watch bloody horrible Despicable Me. I hate Despicable Me. Like, all this teacher had was Despicable Me. That's the only movie she put on. Oh, yuck. And what else? Oh yeah, one thing that happened in our class was these two girls like glued their hands together, and they weren't. It was the delinquent girl and some other girl that didn't really do her work. They glued their hands together, and the teacher was like, "Oh no, that's something the boys would do," and I was like, "I've not done anything like that." So basically, the teacher had to get the head teacher to come in, and the head teacher was like, "How could you be so stupid to glue your hands together?" Like, both girls they were giving each other a high five, but they couldn't take their hand away from each other. And one of them was like, "I really need the toilet," and the head teacher was like, "Well, you'll need to go in the room together, and one of yous will just have to look away." And long story short, they did do that, and eventually the hand just came loose. But they were gonna get, like, I don't know. The head teacher said something like getting the bloody firemen involved for it. It's pretty funny, but yeah, that's one story about that class. But fun thing, it's not the only time I get that teacher, and no, there's no revenge. I do get that teacher again, but she did get, like, I will admit, she did start getting nicer to me as the years went on. I think she felt bad, or she got too many complaints. But yeah, that's the story on how I met. Like, that's like the first time I met a feminist, and it wasn't the last. Like, I didn't hate them after that, but like, see, after like meeting so many of them, like, I just learned they're all full of crap. Like, I have met a real feminist before, and real feminists are actually like alright people. Like, I'm actual friends with one who's a real feminist, but see the ones that aren't, that just basically are one to complain. I hate those ones. Anyway, I hope you liked that video. If you liked the video, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. There'll be more stories probably tomorrow, so I hope you enjoyed, and may Larry's chin be with you always.